Assalamu alaikum to all the students and good morning to you all. This is our English literature class and I'm your English teacher Sidra. Today we are having literature lecture which is about the novel David Copperfield, and it is lesson number 7 which we were having for 2 days. Also we have been reading and taking this lesson since Monday. Okay, and this is the continuation, and inshallah we will end this lesson today with the completion of all subdivided chapters of this lesson. This is lecture number 17 of literature and lesson number 7, the new partner. We have already done its 4 chapters. Your lessons are subdivided in 5 chapters and we have completed 4. um, I will first give you the overview of all the 4 chapters, then we will move towards the last chapter, which is visitors. Okay, now these are some important characters of the whole lesson. Agnes, who is the friend of David Copperfield, as well as she is the uh, daughter of Mr. Whitfield, who is the boss, who is the uh, owner of Spenlow and Jorkins, where David worked as a lawyer. Then we have James Steerforth, who is the childhood friend of David Copperfield. They met at Salem House. Then we have Mr. Spenlow, okay, who is the owner of who is the owner of Spenlow and Jorkins company, and his daughter is Dora. Then Uriah Heep is there, who is the wicked person and who wants to trap the people by declaring himself a humble person, and he also wants to trap Mr. Wickfield and to take over his business, and he also wants to get married with Agnes. He is just trying to trap Mr. Wickfield so that he could become weak in front of Uriah Heep, and he would hand over the whole business to Uriah Heep. He is trying to do this. Then Mrs. Waterbrook is over here, who is the wife of Mr. Waterbrook, and Mr. Waterbrook is the friend of Agnes' father. Mr. Wickfield के friend हैं और ये उनकी वाइफ हैं. Then Mr. Treadle is over here. Treadles is also David's childhood friend at Salem House. They all three, David Copperfield, James Steerforth, and Treadles, they all three were childhood friends of each other, and they met at Salem House when they were very young. Then we have Mr. Micawber also over here, who is the worker of Mudstone and Grimpeas, what we have learned about in lesson number 3. ठीक है, जब डेविड started his job first, जो उसने बिल्कुल न्यू जॉब स्टार्ट की थी when he was very young, then Mr. Micawber rented out a room to David. Okay, so he was also a very old friend of David. So these were the important characters of this lesson, and we have learnt about them a lot in the previous chapters, and in this chapter we will uh, David will meet Mr. Treadles, Mr. Micawber also, and some of them all. Now this is the overview of lesson number 1 and 2, what we have already done as far as the reading and explanation is concerned. Okay, the first chapter is a letter from Agnes. Okay, now today is the end of this lesson, so I want you people to give me a feedback also that what happened in this whole chapter. Okay, I will call the name, ठीक है, and you will be responding me. आप मुझे बताएंगे कि what we have done. Kainat Rashid, would you please like to tell me about what we had done in this first chapter? Letter from Agnes. Nobody will say anything. Okay, I'm going to unmute you and you will respond me in the mic. Are you able to do that, or will you write in the chat box? Okay, let me know. I asked you to unmute yourself. I'm giving you chance I am giving you a chance to, yes. Yes, Kainat, can you hear me?
Yes,
Walaikum
miss.
assalam. Walaikum assalam. Yes, what are you going to tell us about this first chapter, A Letter from Agnes? What happened in this?
Miss Agnes wrote a letter to David that she
Yes,
want to meet
yes.
him.
Hmm. And
Um, she was living with his father's friend, Mr. Waterproof,
very good.
and Miss when Agnes meet David,
Met.
she met David.
Yes.
Agnes got worried because of various activities. Agnes
Hmm.
requested David to
Hmm.
requested David don't cry
To be friendly with Yuria.
to be friendly with
Huh.
Miss. He
Yes.
refused to talk to him,
Yes.
instead of fathers and me. Agnes
Yes.
had not time to stay anymore. Mrs. Waterproof, who was a large lady, came in.
Hmm.
Agnes speak kindly of uh,
Yes,
me
she
and
she realized
David.
that they are having a very good relationship between each other, David and Agnes, and she also invited David for the dinner. Okay,
Yes,
very
miss.
good. Yes, very good. Thank you. Okay, now then I will be asking with Hania. You will reply me for the chapter number 2, what we have done in that Mr. Wickfield's foolishness. What happened in this whole chapter? क्या हुआ था? Hania. Yes.
Miss, in the second
Mhm.
chapter,
Mhm.
when David was there, when she invited him to next day for dinner, when
Mhm.
David was there, Uriah he was also there, and he told him that how foolish is Mr. Wakefield, that he has made Uriah as his partner, and he's a foolish man, and he told Uriah, he told David that how that he loved Agnes, and
Yes.
he to marry her,
And and
David thought him as and David don't like Julia Heap, and but on just Agnes request he was
mm, yes, very good, Hania. और I can't hear you, Hania. Are you speaking? मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी. अच्छा, okay, okay, fine. um, ठीक है, very good. Now, um, Sharuz, you will reply me for this question, that what was the wicked plan of Uriah? What do you think about that? That what was the plan of Uriah? Yes.
Miss Uriah's wicked plan was to trap over the whole business of Mr. Wickfield and to marry and then to marry
Very,
Agnes.
yes, very good. Shabash. Okay. And who else? Yes, Asya. Asya, can you hear me? Yes, can you tell me something about Dora? Who was she? What was the role of Dora in this whole novel? Yes, Asya, can you hear me? Okay, leave. Okay, Jai Kumar, can you please? Hania, yes. Okay, चलो, okay. We should start the lecture first, ठीक है? फिर हम next in the presentation question I'll ask you some more questions. Okay, what happened in the letter from Agnes? What Kainat told us that Agnes wrote a letter to David in which she wanted to meet with David and talk privately with him so that she can um, disclose all her worries in front of David, because he is a very good friend of Agnes, and he knows the situation and the whole happenings with Mr. Whitfield and David very well. So Agnes wanted to talk with David, so she invited him at a place where she is living with his father's friend Mr. Waterbrook. उनके घर में वो रह रही थी. She was staying over there, and she called David to come over there at Holborn so that we can talk over there. Then when David went over there, he saw Agnes sitting in a sitting room, and she was doing something like stitching or sewing. So David met Agnes over there, and she started talking about her all the worries what she was facing at that time, what she was feeling at that time with about his father and his business. She told David that I am worried that Uriah Heep is going to be a business partner in my father's business, and he is not a good man. Worried means that he is not, sorry, she is not happy with Uriah's disposition. Okay, so Agnes was very much worried about that he will he knows all the weaknesses of Mr. Wickfield, and he knows how to trap and how to handle whole business, and he's a very skillful person for my father. So we should be very friendly with Julia. We should not hurt him. We should not refuse to talk to him. So this is the whole reason why Agnes called David at his friend's house, her father's friend house. Okay, then the second chapter was about Mr. Whitfield's foolishness. Take it, the name of the second topic, Mr. Whitfield's foolishness, in which there is a party in Mr. Waterbrook's house where all the people met. David was there, and Agnes was there, and Uriah Heep was over there. So they all met over there. David and Uriah are having very good talking with each other, and then Uriah started to talking with David that I suppose you know that my new position in the business. Okay, it's okay, Asia. No problem. It's okay. It was just a question. It was just a feedback from your side. It doesn't matter. Okay, then David met with traders also over there. He talked to Uriah also, and Uriah told that his all secrets, and he wanted to tell David that how much he like Agnes. He is, and he also told David that Mr. Whitfield is a very foolish person, that he had handed over the whole business. He is going to hand over the whole business to me. Okay, and he is trusting me a lot, so it means that Mr. Whitfield is a very foolish person. Then David also denied with this statement that why you are calling him, he is much more worthy person, more than you and me. How you are calling him a foolish man? But Julia said that I am a very obedient person of him. He is a foolish person, but I have always served him very obediently. I never took harm, और आई नेवर टुक एडवांटेज ऑफ हिज फुलिशनेस, या उनकी किसी भी ऑनेस्टी का मैंने कभी फ़ायदा नहीं उठाया. एंड आई वॉज वेरी ओबीडियंट with him. Whatever he say, I always obey him. And now he has given me such a very powerful position, and I hardly hope to have this position. And it's for this I am very thankful to Mr. Whitfield, and I am very grateful to him, but he is a foolish person according to Julia. Then the third topic was Uriah's wicked plan, in which Uriah talked to David in the same party, in the same dinner party, and he declared all his secrets. He disclosed all his secrets to David, and David was also very much frightened about Uriah's wicked planning, what he is going to plan, and he is going to give harm to Mr. Wickfield. वो उनको नुकसान पहुंचाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है, and he is a very humble person. He shows himself very humble person, but he is a very cunning and wicked person, and he is trying to trap Mr. Wickfield as well as Agnes. He would be harmful for them, both of them. Then Uriah also disclosed his secret to David that he wants to get married with Agnes. He liked Agnes, and he is in love with Agnes. After that party, After that, all the get together, Agnes left London. At the same time, Julia was also about to leave from there, from Holborn, and he was traveling to Canterbury at the same time when Agnes was leaving for London, because they all are in Holborn where Agnes' father's friend lives. ठीक है, वो सब वहीं पर ही हैं. Now we have got Dora. Okay, Dora is the daughter of Mr. Spenlow, who is the boss, who is the owner of Spenlow and Jorkins company where David works, जहाँ वो job करता है. Then one day what happened that Mr. Spenlow called David, and he told David that Dora is my daughter. She is coming from Paris soon, and she had been finishing her education at in Paris, and now she is coming back. And I would like to invite you to stay at my home when she is coming this following Saturday. कि next जो coming Saturday है, she is coming over she is coming here, and you should be here. It will be pleasing for her and for me. So David accepted that dinner, invitation, and he came at the same day on the following Saturday. Then David was introduced to Dora by Mr. Spenlow that he is my worker or whatever, and she is my daughter. So David liked Dora very much. They met over there. David liked Dora a lot, as she was having very little chaste laugh, very nice voice. She sang a song also at that time, and she was very pretty also, and David liked her so much. Then Miss Murdstone was also over there. She was introduced as a companion and guide of Dora, as Dora had not got his mother, and her mother died in the childhood, and Miss Murdstone was acting very kindly with as her companion and guide. She was all the time with Dora from since childhood, and Miss Murdstone also told Mr. Spenlow that I and Mr. Copperfield, we have already met, and we once knew each other when he was a child, and we know each other very well. So um, at the same time when they were all having dinner, but David didn't remember anything except Dora. He even didn't know what we were doing at that night, what he was having in the dinner, how we were sitting over there, but he was just remembered about Dora. And when he came back to his house, he was feeling very much wonderful about that lady, that very pretty girl who is Dora, and he didn't remember anything about that, and he just remembered that Dora sang, okay, and that she smiled at him. And when he went for sleeping and he went to bed, at that time he was feeling very much weak while thinking about Dora all the time. When we think about something all the time continuously, so we automatically we feel weakness in our inner side. So that exactly happened with David. Now we are coming towards the last topic, which is visitors. In this topic, we will know that David visited Traddles and met the Micawbers there. Acha, in the same party of Mr. Waterbrook, David also met Traddles over there, and he discussed that I know Traddles, he is my childhood friend, and they both met with each other, they were very excited that James Steerforth was also in the contact of David. तो ट्रेडर्स को बहुत खुशी हुई है जानकर. So they have exchanged their numbers, their addresses also, so that after this party when they will be leaving from Holborn, so they will meet in future. Okay, so they have already having each other's contacts. Then David visited Traddles and met the Micawbers there, when where Treadle was living, because Mr. Micawber was also over there. David will meet Treadles plus Mr. Micawber there. Then Steerforth came to meet David again. David decided David will decide to meet his old nurse Peggotty, to go Yarmouth to meet with her, so that she would be feeling comfortable with him, she would be feeling happy. Then Steerforth invited David at his home to stay with him as long as he could. Okay, Steerforth also invited David at the end so that we will be having a great time, and then when don't know where when will be meeting again. Now come to page number 47. If you are all having your books, this is the last topic, visitors. Traddles lived in a rather poor part of London. When I went there to see him, I found that he was staying with my old friends, the Mr. Micawbers. Means Traddles was not in a very good condition. Okay, why, as far as the financial means of concern, Traddles was living in a very poor locality of the London, and he was staying with and he was sharing the same house, the same apartment with his old friend, Mr. Micawber, with David's old friend, Mr. Micawber, who rented out once a room to David, and he was a very good friend of David also. We were very surprised to see each other again when Micawbers and David met with each other. They were very excited and they were very surprised to know that Traddles is a childhood friend of David, and Traddles is living with Mr. Micawber. I asked Traddles and the Micawbers to visit me. Okay, David invited Traddles plus Micawber, both of them, to visit his new house where he is living while doing job. One evening they came and we had a good meal and a happy time together. At the same in the same week, one evening they came. They means Traddles and Mr. Micawber. Mr. Micawber and the Micawbers, the whole family, they both came to meet David in one evening, and they had a very good meal and a happy time together. They talked about so much. They discussed about so many things what they have spent together. After they have left, I sat quietly in my room by the fire and thought about my life. He was just thinking about his life, that what had happened, what I have to do in future, how many people he is meeting nowadays, and what quickly changes are coming in his life. So he was thinking, just sitting quietly in the room. My thoughts were half cheerful, half sad. Means uski jo thoughts thi, some thinkings are having a very good memories, and some thoughts are having little bit bad memories also, kuch अच्छी कुछ बुरी. Traddles was studying hard to be a lawyer, but he was very poor. Means he is also trying. Traddles is also trying to be a very good lawyer because they are all having the same field. Okay, so Traddle is also studying hard to be a lawyer, but he is a very poor person. He lives in a poor locality, and he was not a financially strong boy. The Micawbers were still in difficulties. Means Micawbers ki jo life thi, it was unstable before also, and now they are not stable. उनकी जो लाइफ थी, it is still in difficulties, but as usual they were sure something good would turn up very soon. But Mr. Micawber and his family, they all are thinking that something will good turn up in the future, and they are not hopeless with their all difficulties, with their all problems. They were very sure that something good will happen in the future. And then I began to think about my old nurse and her family at Yarmouth. That suddenly, when he was recalling all the things what he had done, what had happened before in his life, so he just recalled he remembered his. He started thinking about Peggotty also, who was living at Yarmouth, okay, with his brother. And the bad thing about Peggotty was that she was jobless, because she was doing job as a maid, as a nurse of David at Clara's house. But when Clara died, then Mr. Murdstone and Miss Murdstone, they decided to fire Peggotty. From that time, Peggotty was not having any job, so she was living with his brother at Yarmouth. So David started thinking about her. So there, and she's the old nurse, okay, of his family. As I was thinking about them all, I suddenly heard quick steps on the stairs. It was Steerforth. Then when he was thinking quietly in his house, then suddenly he heard some footsteps, and when he saw, it was Steerforth who came to meet David, surprisingly. Oh, David laughed, Steerforth, shaking my hand eagerly. I have just come from Yarmouth. What he's saying, that um, Steerforth, oh, David laughed. Steerforth, shaking my hand eagerly means they shook their hands very eagerly, very excitedly, and he told David. Steerforth ने David से कहा that I have just come from Yarmouth, that I was in Yarmouth, and I have just come from there. Did you stay long there? David asked to um, Steerforth that did you stay long there? क्या तुम काफ़ी दिनों से वहाँ पर थे? No, only a week or two. But Steerforth said that no, I was just over there for a week. कि मैं सिर्फ I had been over there for a week only. ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं, सिर्फ 1 डेढ़ 2 हफ्ते के लिए मैं वहाँ पर रुका हुआ था. Then I came back from there. Listen, Steerforth, I was just thinking I might go to Yarmouth to see my old nurse again. Then David told Steerforth that listen to me, Steerforth, I am also thinking about this to go to Yarmouth and to see my old nurse again. I want to meet her as he hadn't got any meeting with Peggotty for a long time. काफ़ी अरसे से मैंने उसको नहीं देखा है. So I just wanted to go over there. Maybe I would go to Yarmouth to see my old nurse again. I wanted to meet her. She will be so pleased, वो बहुत ज़्यादा खुश होंगी. She will be so happy and glad as she will find it a comfort to see me, as she always feel comfortable to meet with me, कि जब भी वो मुझे मिलती है या मुझसे बात करती है, और when she comes to know about myself, all the things, how I am living, how I'm spending my life, so she feel comfort to see me. उनको जब मैं मिलता हूँ तो she feels very happy और उनको सुकून मिलता है मुझसे मिलकर. She feel a very comfortability. She comes in the comfortability zone when she see me, when she meet me. The journey is not too far to visit Peggotty, who has done so much for me. What he's saying, David is saying that the journey is not so far. इतना ज़्यादा दूर भी नहीं है. Whatever she has done for me, जो कुछ Peggotty ने मेरे लिए किया है या मेरे साथ किया है, the journey is not so far from there. Then I'm sure you agree, don't you? David asked to steer for that. I'm sure you agree means he is just discussing. He is just taking feedback, what he is saying, what his opinion to go to Yarmouth. मैं वहाँ जाऊँ या ना जाऊँ ये उससे परमिशन नहीं ले रहा, but he is just discussing कि मुझे वहाँ जाना चाहिए. What do you think? Are you agree I should go over there, or you are not agree to be with me, or you are not willing me to go there? Steerforth sat and considered my question and then answered in a low voice. Then वो फिर थोड़ी देर के लिए सोचता है, because he has just come from the Yarmouth, so that's why David is discussing to Steerforth. वो उससे पूछ रहा है या उससे डिस्कस कर रहा है कि क्या मुझे जाना चाहिए. What is your opinion? Are you agree? Are you sure you agree to me to go over there, or you don't want me to go over there? क्या हालात है वहाँ की? So Steerforth just sit at a side and considered his question. That he answered in a low voice that, well, go if you wish, कि अगर तुम्हें दिल चाह रहा है या if you really want to go, then you should go. It cannot do any harm. इसमें जाने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, and not कोई नुकसान की बात तो है नहीं. I am going to my mother's house tonight. I am also going from here. ये सब स्ट्रेटफॉर्ड बता रहा है, उसको बता रहा है कि nothing is harm to go over there. I am also going to meet my mother's house tonight, कि मैं भी आज रात को अपनी मदर से मिलने जा रहा हूँ. Were you planning to go to Yarmouth tomorrow? Are you? He is Steerforth again asking to David that, are you planning to go to Yarmouth tomorrow? क्या तुम कल जाने वाले हो या एक आध दिन रुक कर जाओगे या आज रात से ही जाने वाले हो? Yes, I think so. Then David replied that, yes, I think so. Maybe I would go tomorrow. I would leave tomorrow for Yarmouth. Don't go for a few days, David. Come home with me and stay as long as you can with us. Come, we may never meet again. Means what he's saying, that he wants David to go for a long time to Yarmouth. Don't go for a week, for a few days, कि कुछ दिनों के लिए नहीं. You can go for a long time over there, David. And before going to Yarmouth, come home with me. आज मेरे साथ चलो. I am going to meet my mother's house tonight. मैं आज वहाँ जा रहा हूँ. So you should come with me. कम होम विद मी, कि मेरे साथ घर चलो. एंड स्टे एज लॉन्ग एज यू कैन विद अस, जितना टाइम तुम हमारे साथ स्पेंड कर सकते हो. यू मे एंड यू शुड stay with us. Come, we may never meet again. Then he told David that maybe in future we will never meet again, कि शायद तुम्हारे यारमाउथ जाने के बाद what happens over there, maybe हम शायद कभी दोबारा पता नहीं कब मिलें. I thanked him very much and he put on his coat and set off to walk home. Then David thanked Steerforth very much and Steerforth put on his coat, उसने अपना कोट पहना and he set off to walk home. और फिर वो अपने घर की तरफ मीन्स अपने मदर्स हाउस की तरफ चल दिया. This was the whole topic. Okay. And these are some presentation questions. As I have accumulated all the 5 chapters of this lesson, all the 5 subdivided topics of this lesson number 7, so I have made 7 questions today. Okay, these are very easy as you have already given me the feedback what we have done on Monday and Wednesday, तो ये easy होंगे आपके लिए, इतने कोई मुश्किल problems नहीं है. Okay, now I am assigning some questions to the different students. ठीक है, they will be responding me. Okay, Rayan Abid, you will reply me for question number 1, ठीक है, in the chat box. Everybody will be writing in the chat box. I am not going to listen by unmuting you. Okay, Rayan Abid, you will reply me for question number 1. Amna Maksoor, you will reply me for question number 2. ठीक है, Rayan Abid, Amna Maksood, then Asia, you will reply me for question number 3. ठीक है, Asia will reply me for question number 3. Then Saad Khurram is here. He will reply me for question number 4. Vanya, question number 5. Zainab, question number 6. And Abdul Rahman, question number 7. ठीक है, just before writing any answer you have to be very careful that you are giving first the number of the question. ठीक है, who is replying for 3, तो पहले 3 लिखकर डॉट डालकर then you have to start writing the statement, plus you have to use first letter capital, all the punctuations. ठीक है, names की first letter should be capital, the first letter of the sentence should be capital. ये सबको consider करते हुए लिखेंगे from today onwards. अब जब भी हमारी presentations हुआ करेंगी then we will be considering all the punctuations marks, all the punctuations and giving me the answer with the number of question. ठीक है, okay, I am giving you 1 minute so that you can write in the chat box your answers. Yes, रोमैसा मिस कर मेरे नेट का. It's okay रोमैसा, no problem. ठीक है, doesn't matter. Where are today's students? Okay, Mr. Spano invited again. See, Vanya, Mr. ka M should be capital. I told you you have to be very careful about the punctuations also. Okay, David ka D capital over there. Acha, what is question number 3? Let me read first. According to David, what will his nurse feel to meet him? Vanya, are you going to give me the answer of number 3? Mr. Spano invited David to stay. Which question? Okay, 4. Okay, who invited David at his home to stay? Mr. Spano invited David to stay at home. Yes, okay, fine. ठीक है. Then Zainab is replying me for question number 6. Okay, what was the wicked plan of Uriah? Uriah's wicked plan was to be the partner in the business of Mr. Whitfield and to marry Agnes. Very good. Shabash. Good. Right answer. And where are these students? Actually, the correct words should be Uriah's wicked plan was to trap Mr. Whitfield and to take over his business. Okay, and after that he wanted to get married. Okay, then तब भी ठीक है, doesn't matter. Yes, where are the others? Abdul Rahman, you haven't replied me yet. साथ खुर्रम से मैंने एक क्वेश्चन किया था. She is not giving me the reply. He is not giving me the reply. And then Amna Maqsood, you are not here. Amna Maqsood. Yes, David thought that his life is half cheerful and half sad. Traddles was studying very hard to be a lawyer. Micawber's were still in difficulties, and then he started thinking about his owners. Very good. Very good. ठीक है. He was just realizing what he had done in his previous life and what he wanted to do in future, what he should do in the future. वो सब recall कर रहा था. Very good, Amna. Good. And I have received 3 questions. Okay, 4, 6, and 2. Where are the others? Acha, Asia, you may give me the answer of question number 1 if somebody is not replying. जिसको मैंने allot किया था, if he is not replying, then you may give me the answer. Asia, you can write the answer of question number 1. ठीक है. Anybody else who wants to give the answer of 3, 5? I sat quietly in my room by the fire and thought about my life. Yes, but what about the life? Amna Masood has given the answer, Vanya. And a very good answer, very perfect, very concise, and accurate answer it was. आपका भी ठीक है, it's okay. Yes, Asia, I'm waiting for your reply. We have 3 minutes left. And anybody can reply me for question number 7 also. Question number 7. Question number 3 also is not responded by anybody. Mr. Spender invited the David name with name we don't use the. Okay, हम David या किसी भी proper noun के साथ we don't use the. ठीक है. साथ हो रहा Mr. Spender invited David to stay. Okay, fine. ये तो पहले भी हो चुका. साथ हो रहा. Why you are so late? Somebody has already told me that. And you have just copy pasted that. आपने तो उसको copy paste करके भेज दिया. Satwaram, try to take interest, okay, and try to use your own thoughts. ठीक है ना. ये तो मुझे आंसर पहले भी मिल चुका था. You should write something else. That his boss, Mr. Spenlow, he wanted David to stay. So because his daughter is coming. कुछ और I think आपने copy paste करके कर दिया यहाँ पे मुझे आंसर. ओके, इट्स ओके. शहरोज, ओके. अकॉर्डिंग टू डेविड हिज नर्स विल बी प्लीज टू मीट हिम. वेरी नाइस. ही एंड शी विल बी फीलिंग कंफर्टेबल व्हेन शी मीट्स डेविड. शी ऑलवेज फील कंफर्ट. Okay, Rida Rahim. David surprisingly met the Micawbers when he went to Treadles. Yes, very good. Very good. And number 7 is left. Who will give me the answer of number 7? Why did Julia call Mr. Whitfield a foolish man? I need this answer also. We have 1 minute left. Because he gave him the position of his business partner. Yes, as he is a wicked person, because Julia knows himself. वो अपने आप को जानता है कि he is a very cunning and sharp person and he is trying to take over by any means. वो किसी भी तरह से उस business पर कब्जा करना चाहता है. And then even also Mr. Whitfield को कुछ ideas हैं. Mr. Whitfield knows that Julia is not the honest man with him, कि वो उसके business के साथ उसके साथ honest नहीं है. Even though Whitfield ने अपना आधा बिजनेस का पार्टनर उसको बना दिया है. ठीक है ना. तो इट मीन्स दैट्स व्हाई यूरिया इज सेइंग मिस्टर विकफील्ड अ फुलिश पर्सन. Okay, Zainab, good. Yuria called Mr. Whitfield a foolish man because he fell in his trap so easily and trusted him. Very good, Talha Adnan. Very nice. अच्छा reply है. थोड़ी सी sentence making में problem है, but what you wanted to say वो मैं समझ गई. That वो उसके जाल में जो फंस गया है very easily. That's why Yuria is saying Mr. Whitfield a foolish person. Okay, बेटे. It's time to go now. We should leave. Inshallah, we will meet in the next week with language lectures. Okay. Till then, take care of yourself. All of you. Allah Hafiz.